The Yellowstone Supervolcano is a force of nature that fuels thousands of thermal features from underneath our nation's first national park.
Wait, does that mean the volcano is active?
Oh yes, active. Today, like right now, active. It's been active for millions of years, and this supervolcano actually caused one of the largest volcanic eruptions ever identified. And it's probably going to erupt again someday.
But like when? Will it destroy the planet? I have questions.
Well, let's get some answers in today's extra super story about this extra super volcano. It's very super.
Supervolcano! Beneath the picturesque landscape of Yellowstone National Park lies a hidden force of nature, magma, molten rock from deep beneath the Earth's crust, simmering close to the surface in the greater Yellowstone area.
But what causes this molten marvel? Well, it's all about how heat moves in the Earth's crust and mantle. Mantle convection, which is the movement of superheated rock deep within our planet, drives the formation of what we call hotspots.
These hotspots are like windows into the fiery underworld, and they create volcanic activity at the surface as tectonic plates drift over them.
Yeah, kind of like that. Imagine these hotspots as lava lamps inside the Earth. Plumes of magma ascend through the Earth's mantle and along the way melt rocks in the crust, creating chambers near the surface that are partially molten and partially solid rock.
In the case of Yellowstone, as the North American plate moved westward over the last 16.5 million years, it left a trail of volcanic deposits across Idaho's Snake River Plain, including one of the largest volcanic eruptions in the known history of our planet, the result of which is the Yellowstone Caldera.
This hotspot is why Yellowstone, or at least the hotspot that caused Yellowstone, used to be in Idaho and one day will be in Canada. And if you want to learn more about that, you should bookmark this video and watch it when you're done here.
How did that first massive earth-changing eruption happen, you ask? Well, Mom is going to explain to you in a very long, I think a little too long, sentence.
What he meant to say was concise yet detailed. Are you ready? Beneath Yellowstone, heat from the mantle plume has melted rocks in the Earth's crust, giving birth to two magma chambers. Now, the heat and pressure from the shallowest chamber caused the Earth's crust above it to rise and expand, kind of like a souffle in the oven. Now, this created increased stress in the crust and along surrounding cracks and fault lines, and that stress caused an increase in earthquake activity. Then, as those earthquakes continued, fractures and faults eventually reached the magma chamber. Finally, as magma escaped and oozed through the cracks, this released pressure in that chamber. The volcanic gases escaped. They expanded violently, resulting in a colossal eruption. And that's how it happened.
Done. Fun fact, fun fact, fun fact, fun fact, fun fact. Do you know that earthquakes currently present more danger at Yellowstone than any volcanic eruption? Yellowstone is one of the most seismically active areas in the United States, with an average of 1,500 to 2,500 earthquakes each year.
Back to that massive, terrifying volcanic eruption.
During the eruption, volcanic ash and gases were ejected into the atmosphere. Rapid and intense pyroclastic flows drowned the landscape.
As the underground magma chamber emptied, the ground above it collapsed, giving birth to the first of Yellowstone's 3 calderas. Yes, I said 3 because this eruption 2.1 million years ago, which was one of the largest volcanic eruptions ever known, was only the first of 2. Yes, 2 supervolcano eruptions to happen here, and one of 3 caldera-forming eruptions.
So, you can clearly see why people on the internet are getting a little bit freaked out. Because, based off what we said so far, it seems if Yellowstone erupts again, it's gonna be pretty bad.
Or will it?
To be continued.
Dun, dun, dun! That initial eruption blanketed 5,790 square miles with ash. To put it in perspective, it ejected 6,000 times the volume of material compared to the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. And that eruption killed 56 people, thousands of animals, and scorched hundreds of square kilometers. The most recent of the 3 major eruptions at Yellowstone occurred 631,000 years ago, and that created the present Yellowstone Caldera, a massive volcanic depression 30 by 45 miles wide that overlaps with the main part of the park.
Since then, 80 small eruptions have taken place, shaping the park's unique landscape. So, there's some reason for us to be concerned about what could happen at this very volatile place.
In recent times, we've witnessed ground deformation within the caldera, with the Earth's surface moving up and down. This movement is linked to changes in the volume of magma and hydrothermal fluids beneath the surface. We also know there's lots of earthquakes in this area, and we can literally see the Earth ejecting superheated water on a very regular basis around the park. Some might even say it's very faithful in how it erupts.
Boom. That is not a good joke.
Look, I know this all sounds very bad, but volcanic activity doesn't really follow a strict schedule. So will Yellowstone's volcano erupt again? Probably, but it's not likely to do so in the next few hundred years. And if it does, it's much more likely to be a slow, oozing lava flow that would provide ample time for monitoring and response.
So, probably no need to panic. I'm looking at you, Internet. Chill about the supervolcano. Capiche? Capash.
As an extra layer of protection to keep an eye on Yellowstone's volcanic and seismic activity, the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory was established in 2001. Now, this partnership of scientists from various institutions maintains a robust monitoring network, keeping us informed about what's happening beneath the surface.
So, while the Yellowstone Supervolcano remains a geological marvel and a potential force to be reckoned with, rest assured there's a vigilant team of scientists at the ready. Help keep us safe from this maleficent magma monster.
This means we all get to enjoy the wonders of Yellowstone thermal activity without any worry about impending doom that may strike at any moment. Which reminds me, do you know how many hydrothermal features there are at Yellowstone?